What's going on, Doe fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. First of all, congratulations to everyone. We actually had a Bitcoin all-time high today, as expected as our base case for this week. Bitcoin actually hits briefly just above 110k, so 110.7k was the all-time high that just got hit today, and I do expect a continuation for this week. And to be honest, we really need a follow through for the remainder of these next 2 weeks to really just verify that we're in a parabolic run for Bitcoin. And it's looking like this third wave parabolic run is actually confirmed. So as you guys can see here, this macro trend line for Bitcoin has been holding steady, and it's looking like as long as this holds, Bitcoin bull market is intact, and most likely we can't really expect massive rejections and dumps until this is actually broken and the support is broken. So without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow his pages. I do Bitcoin market analysis as well as base native coin coverages, so be sure to follow my pages. I will actually be doing a dedicated base native coin video on my X today, so be sure to go to my page. My handle's at DopeOxide. You can go to x.com/DopeOxide. Be sure to follow the page because I will be uploading a video there. There won't be a base native coin of the day on my YouTube. It will be on my X instead, so make sure you follow that page, ring the bell, and yeah, just make sure you watch it over there because I will be uploading it later today. So let's get right into it. So first of all, liquidations. We had a bit of an uptick as expected from yesterday. We had $455 million today, which is good to see. Volume has gone up 50%, which is expected since Bitcoin just hit all-time high. Liquidations are getting like pretty much hunted every single minute. So when I was asleep, it looks like we actually briefly hit all-time high about 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and we dumped down and went back up to hunt those liquidation points. So let's see where we go in the next 24 hours. But I really do think this is actually heating up for a massive run, which is really good to see. Our long short ratio, surprisingly, it's still going down. I think we actually made a new low. Yeah, so the long short ratio has actually made a new low as of today. So it just means there's even more bears shorting this, and to me, they're probably thinking this is a double top. Which, yeah, we could still double top and like bear market begins from there, but I think the probabilities and odds of that is very low, and we should be on the side of being pretty much full ported in the markets, as I told you guys a few weeks ago. For Bitcoin, as always, we have confirmed the parabolic trend line, and just to give you guys a reminder, it typically means that a parabolic trend line usually happens in 4 waves, sometimes 5, or sometimes even 3. And it's looking like we're in our current 3-wave parabolic move right now. So what I would like to see is this support line to be held for the duration of this bull cycle. And as long as it's held, prices will go up and we can expect a continuation for Bitcoin. Total coin market cap, we finally broke out of the squeezing formation. And to me, it just looks like the next point of resistance and the magnet is all-time highs for total coin market cap. So if I zoom out a bit, the all-time high is about the 3.68 trillion area, and I do expect major resistance at that point because who knows, we could actually just triple top from there. But nonetheless, I really do think we'll get a nice breakthrough, follow through that. But right now, as it stands, definitely we're going to head over to that in the next few weeks, and I would not be surprised we hit that point in probably in the next 2 weeks or so. For Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, nothing has really changed. The ratio is still consolidating, and I'll just have to relay an update to you guys later on. For Ethereum, we finally broke out of this. You could say it's a bull flag, but nonetheless, it was a nice little downtrend we were actually consolidating under, and we have finally broken out with a nice retest. So let me just delete this line because that's already confirmed now. As you can see, we've broken out. We've done a lot of retesting, and looks like we're ready for continuation. If I zoom out even more, my base case has always been, look, as long as we hold these range lows, and this is confirmed as deviation, Ethereum will most likely head on to our range highs, and once we get to those range highs, I do expect base coins to absolutely go boom, and that's pretty much like one of the main reasons why I really cover base native coins to you guys, because base chain is a high beta of Ethereum, and as long as Ethereum performs, and since our base case is Ethereum going to at least 4K and beyond, we do expect base native coins to really pump. Now for stock market is actually looking like it's finally breaking down, which I did expect. As you guys can see, we've had a little uptrend here that has finally been broken, and my base case has been now to get a higher low. Ideally, the higher low is placed at this macro uptrend. So just to give you another reminder, guys, this macro uptrend is so significant because it's been present since the start of this bull market for stock market. So since October 2022, we've been retesting this as support. And as long as this holds as support, I really do think the parabolic trend line and the parabolic move for stock market is intact. And I do expect continuation as long as this holds, and we can go on a merry way up, which will obviously help the crypto markets. Next part of the video is tweets. So first tweet is by Ungovernable. 10.7% above the 50-day, should remain as support. If decisively broken, expect a trend change. So as you can see on these moving averages, pretty much every time it's treated as support and bounce from there, we've had a massive run from there. So there's one back there, two back here, and now potentially the third time. So as long as this moves above this moving average, we can expect Bitcoin to stay above and keep making new highs, which is really good because, of course, higher prices of Bitcoin means higher prices for our portfolios. Next tweet is by Kush. So he's done a cycle count update, and his cycle count is actually about 400k or so. So let's see how that goes. But nonetheless, it's good to see because it's looking like we're just in a massive cup and handle. And to be honest, the cup and handle target is usually the depth of the actual cup. So if you guys have some imagination, I can't really draw specific lines like that, but the target would be around the 350k area. I believe this is the log chart. But it's just good to see that possibilities are we could actually potentially go above 300k. That isn't my base case. My base case has always been we stop out at the 150k region and then bear market starts from there. But who knows? I could be wrong, and I want to be wrong because 400k Bitcoin would be absolutely amazing for our portfolios, and crypto markets would mean it would go absolutely berserk. Next tweet is by Exit Pump. Bitcoin new all-time high on open interest. In 2024, every time this happened, we dumped after besides November, just saying. So obviously, open interest hitting new all-time highs isn't necessarily a bad thing. In my opinion, like, open interest has to make new highs for prices to go up. But yes, like, the way we've gone up the past, like, pretty much 48 hours has been quite parabolic. So I do expect a flush very soon. So be aware that even though we've broken all-time high, we might have a quick flush where that flush might take us down to, let's see, it might take us down to about the 106k area, which could wipe a decent amount of open interest. But let's see where we go, because yes, open interest is generally bad if it goes up a lot, but the thing you have to think about is if prices are going all-time highs, you have to expect open interest to also make new highs. So pretty much every time we've made new highs, open interest has made all-time highs. So it's just something to note. It's just I guess the downside too is we've gone to all-time highs of open interest so quickly in the past 48 hours. So we can expect probably a flush to happen soon. But of course, my base case is for a follow through for Bitcoin and make new highs. Next tweet is by Income Sharks. We haven't even started the breakout for Bitcoin, and people are already want to be first in line to short and call the top. So you guys might even see on crypto Twitter, people are shorting the top right now, and they think potentially this could be a triple top. Let's see where that goes, but I really think that this is pretty, like, a really good explanation. We had that shakeout, we had the fake out, that deviation, and now we're having that massive breakout, and we can expect higher prices. Also, another tweet by Income Shark. So this is based on the stock market. So stocks are just pulling back after hitting resistance. They try to blame Moody's, which was when the credit ratings got degraded for US. Now they'll blame bonds. Wonder what the next headline will be until we get there. So it was pretty obvious we would get a retest. Like, yes, the news came in just like in a perfect time, but come on, like, look at this uptrend. We had to eventually break this uptrend. And I told you guys pretty much a week ago, look, we are expecting a higher low. And the news just came in the perfect time, which explains this higher low. So as long as this holds, we can expect continuation and 3-1. And of course, a continuation of stock markets just means that Bitcoin will probably have more time to really go on that parabolic move. But that's all to the video, guys. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me coming in with base native coins. Once again, please go to my X today, ring the bell, follow the page, because I will be doing a base native coin coverage, and I may be doing more like video uploads over there. So be sure to follow that page. And yeah, so that's all to the video, guys. Have a good one. Peace.